because we're spiritual beings, but we're living in a world, and the world dictates certain things. Like we as spiritual beings don't care about money. Like, you know what I mean? We don't care about like shit like like working out and things of that nature. Like we're working out and our bodies and the world and girls and successes and heading in a certain direction and trying to be this and that, and the world giving you information. Oh, you need this, you need you need the new Lambo, you need the chain, you need the dopest hat, like your style is trash, like things of that nature. Like the world is throwing that on us. So it's distracting us from this like spiritual person that's inside of us. New York is different. We gotta go get it. Like,
you got to.
You
see these prices? This is crazy.
And not just that, you gotta be fly. Like,
not just that, you gotta be
fly. You can't be a bum. Like,
that's a fact. You can't get nothing.
Nothing.
Have fun.
Yeah.
With what?
Like for real, you gotta be on point. You gotta be cool. You gotta be fly. You gotta make sure.
It is interesting, right? The dynamics. It's like we're acting like this shit isn't crazy.
Yeah.
Like, nah, we good though.
This cycle of like, I'm gonna do it anyway, and then eventually being like, wait, I'm doing dope shit. And then it's like, somebody should be paying attention. And then if nobody pays attention, it's like, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. Yeah. My idea behind it was like, people like to go so far back for Black History Month and revisit like, you know, the great people that actually got us like free and things of that nature. But
what happened now?
But every time I think about Black history, I think about the people that matter to me most. Like, my family, my friends, like, these are people that impact me every day. Like, they keep me going. A failure led to a feeling of being like, am I really representing myself the way I feel comfortable? Because one day I'm not gonna be here. And you know, when you try to actively make something, you feel like if this is successful, then this is like a legacy.
Boom. So yeah.
I can't trust no switching roadie, I be on my grown thing. Keep on moving, time be skipping, phone and going home. Say, process, trust the progress, I be knowing where it's home. Man, free me, feel me, see me, I see
So yeah, we got Aaron Chaz in the crib. What's good, bro?
It's good.
How you feeling, man?
I'm chilling.
Yo, how was your journey coming over here?
It was smooth. I mean, I'll come out to Astoria for the gym, so.
Okay, where you go?
I go to Retro right here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Retro. Yo, they got them fucking big ass weights. Yeah, I went there one time. Yeah, cause my homie, shout out Katsuvelli, he actually goes out there. Yo, did a workout with him. I was like, shit.
You gotta pull up.
Cause I go to Planet Fitness, so like it's not the same, you know.
Planet Fitness don't really got like they don't got barbells.
They don't got a lot of shit.
No.
But you know what I also realized though, is that you don't need a lot of shit.
You don't.
Cause like you know what I'm saying?
You don't.
Like I've realized that with some people that I've just met at the gym. Yo, this dude that is like a fucking sculpture, bro. Fucking old ass dude too. Yo, bro. Lifting for years. I'm sure, you know, of course he's progressed. But yo, he's like, yo, all you need is a small weight. More reps.
You could do more reps.
You think that's bullshit? You think he's gassing it?
It depends. It depends.
I had a friend who was like, yo, that's because he already got there.
Could be steroids too. Like,
you think so?
I mean, it depends. It really depends.
How
does he look? How vascular he is? What age he is? How much his testosterone levels at a certain age.
Right.
As you get older, the testosterone levels drop. So sometimes you get like a testosterone replacement as you get older. Or if you've been lifting your whole life, then you still expect to lose some sort of muscle mass. But like some of these old dudes, the OGs at the gym, they drop knowledge on you. Like
they do, right?
They could drop knowledge on you for sure.
That's what I'm saying, yo. And then motherfuckers don't want to listen. I'd be like, yo, why would you want to listen to a motherfucker that went through it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That it's like, yo, like I was doing the same shit for fucking 20 years, and one day, I'm like, what?
You know, why? People got egos, man.
Yeah, it's the ego.
It's the ego.
It is the ego.
Everybody got such.
Everyone got
egos.
But it's a tricky thing. Do you have it or do you not?
What?
The ego.
Well, everybody got some form of ego.
Right.
But nowadays, especially like with social media and stuff, everybody's kind of trying to be the person. You know what I mean? Like you create your own world in social media, so you exist in your own
realm.
on your own, your own realm. So each person has their own page and it's their world. So they boost themselves up so high that it's like they walk around the regular world thinking that their social media is tied to their like real life.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So it boosts your ego. Oh, I got this many followers, so I walk around with my chest out, kind of thing.
Right.
So like people don't like to take advice. They don't like to listen to anybody. They once they start getting attention, they start feeling like,
They understand. They understand. You don't understand.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. I'm good.
I think people kind of sometimes want to not even approach some type of understanding to other people. That's why I love this podcast, because I talk to so many different walks of life, like so many different perspectives, like so many people that like they think they're right in their own realm, and rightfully so. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I don't ever knock anybody.
For sure.
For me, I feel like God created everyone for a reason.
For sure.
You know, like,
For sure.
but it's just a matter of when people want to acknowledge it or not.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
When you come to your own acknowledgement, you start to see like, oh, okay, like for me at least, I see the value in people. I see the value. I see like wow, like this person could be so much. You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
Like,
I think about that all the time. I didn't think about this head in hand, but I think about it with people just in general. I always think like it's crazy. Everyone was a child and your world just changes like crazy. Like when I was heading here, I was late coming here, like a couple minutes late, but the trains were running crazy. 6 train, 3 trains passed. Like it said 10 minutes when I walked down. I'm like 10 minutes, like so I'm waiting there, and there's this guy, crazy guy. Like he's like you know how I be on the trains.
Yeah.
He
That's
walking-
why I asked
he
you
walking-
though. That's why I was like, how's your journey here? Because like I'm like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah.
something always happens.
So I'm reading on my phone. I'm walking back and forth. Like, I mean, I'm not walking back and forth. He's walking back and forth, and he's just like walking back and forth. And then he's like, toot, like he's spraying up the other side of the tracks. I'm like, oh man. And then the train takes mad long to come, and he's just doing that over and over. And everybody, you feel, you know, how people are in the city. They start being like, when you look from here and stuff, you just ignore them. Like, as long as you don't really like,
don't
just,
approach me.
Yeah,
Just
but
keep it walking.
But it makes you think like this was a little baby, somebody's little baby that could have been like anything.
Yep.
You know, and then whatever happened, and it could really happen to anybody,
Yep.
any of us.
Any
like
of us.
we're not that far from
That.
going down
Yeah.
a route of being like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, let me try this. Yeah, I'm probably in here.
It's such a gamble.
Yeah.
It's a gamble because it's a gamble with, of course, your own choices and what life has given you. But then it's a gamble with who you are as well.
Yes.
Because some people are within the confines of such extremities and they still find a way through.
Yeah.
And there's some people that find excuses for anything.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
So it's such a weird gamble. Life itself is just like it's a concoction. Just like, what are you gonna do with it? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That is a fact.
it's weird, bro.
That's a fact.
It's weird, bro. I remember watching this video of this woman that got blown up. Her and her mom got blown up. I think her mom passed, and she was like without limbs. And she was on stage getting an award because she's like done something with her life and just like did a lot throughout that, right? And she's doing this speech on stage. She's saying like, you know, I could have said I could have hated these people for the rest of my life, and I could have made them the reason why I decided to let it go. Like I decided to like have my peace, have my, you know what I'm saying? Like, but what is that, bro?
You know what it is?
Do you know what I mean by that question though?
For sure. What it is like we all have like trials, you know what I mean? Like every single person that you see, a lot of times like as a person that goes through something, you can find yourself in a situation where you feel like nobody can relate to this, or like this shouldn't happen to me, or this and that, right? But you can build up these resentments. You can build up resentments like, yo, these rich people, like they got all this shit, and I don't got nothing. Like fuck them, and you can build up such resentments just looking at other people's lives and so on and so forth. But every person has to like carry their own cross. You know what I mean? Like the terminology of carrying your cross is like Jesus died on the cross, but you have to carry the cross, and that's heavy weight. Like you got to carry the weight of your burdens. So whatever person you are, whatever you're going through, you have to go through it to get through it. You know what I mean? So like a lot of people will go through something, but they don't get to that point where it's like you got to get through it. Right. They'll look for things and excuses. I don't even like say excuses because like excuses is different than like masking. You know what I mean? You know what I mean by masking? Like, almost like I don't want to make it. I'm not making an excuse.
Deflecting.
Yes, deflecting. They want to deflect from having to get past something and hold on to resentments.
Right.
Versus saying, okay, the only way I'm gonna get this weight off of me, this cross off of me, is if I realize that I'm carrying the cross. You know what I mean? I'm carrying these burdens. The only way I get it off of me is if I'm like, these burdens I have to let it go. So I could push forward, and I'm stronger because I've been lifting this heavy thing for such long steps.
Time.
The legs, the arms, everything's stronger because I had that burden on me.
And it leads to your own detriment if you keep on
carrying. Exactly. It's like if you keep carrying this thing, you're gonna be living a life where you're so resentful, you're so burdened all the time. If you don't even realize that it's for a reason that you've been burdened. Like it's for a reason that happened to you. It's for a reason that you're you. You know what I mean? You're you, and you can't change that. So don't look at somebody else and be resentful towards somebody else. Look at yourself and be like, yo, this shit happened to me. It wasn't fair. It isn't fair. It's not ever gonna be fair. But at the same time, like, I'm here now. This shit happened to me when I was 16, 14, 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My parents should have happened to my parent. I grew up in the hood. Whatever it is, it's like, yo, you got a story from that. You know what I mean? And I bring that to art. Like a lot of times with art, you're artist as well.
By the way, guys, Aaron's a dope ass artist. This dude is like modern day Picasso. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, fire. You know, a lot of people do abstract styles, but your styles is very cohesive. It's very like you could like see it almost more. I don't know how to describe it. Like other people do like abstract styles, but it's more so like a little bit too abstract. You know what I'm saying? Like, but your abstract is wild, but it's like cohesive. It has a flow.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Like a flow. Yeah. So with art,
just want to tell y'all.
With art, in terms of like, art allows you to expel yourself. You know what I mean? Like, it lets you take something that's inside of yourself, that expression, that those things that you have dealt with, and transform it. You know what I mean? So you make music, so like you have situations and stuff that happen to you that you can put through the music, and you can creatively make something and be like, yo, when I hear this, it reminds me of this. Yeah, you can go back and it lets you process better. It lets you process like what's happening, what's gonna happen, what you want to happen. Like you create a world. You know what I mean? So the same thing is with painting and music and art in general. If you're an artist, you're creating things and you're allowing yourself to kind of release some of yourself onto what you're creating. So a lot of the burdens and stuff that we find ourselves in or so on and so forth, sometimes it's good to be like, I can use this to let my emotions out in a creative way. And when you do that, also you can help somebody else. You know what I mean? So like if I make a painting and I'm like, I'm depressed, I'm separated from my girl at one point and now I'm stressed out, I can't believe this shit, or I went through a hard time, nobody paid me attention, or whatever it is that you're going through. If you word it, if you create something, if you make a song, if you do this or that vulnerability, that ability to switch from the inside, the things that are going on inside here, inside your head, inside your heart, into something physical or into something somebody could read or into something somebody could hear or so on and so forth, it allows them to then use their imagination, their self to transform, to connect to that feeling. Like, dang, I know how that shit feel. And that
not only connect, but like I would say go back and heal.
Yes.
Right? You know, because it's with verbalizing it, it's with putting it out, it's with the expression of the soul, you know, like it's really what I had this poem. I used to do poetry, right? So I published when I was 19, right? I did this this book called Dome of Pele, because I fuck with Coco Pelli. So like Dome of Pele, and it's like the mind, right? I had this poem called Hands Continuity. I said the hands what we do and make with our hands is the expression of the soul. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it really is just
It's
that
inseparable.
Yeah, nah. Because it's a connection. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you choose to do the thing that you do? You know, you can do a number of things.
Yeah.
You know, some people get lost in the weeds of what they should do.
Yes.
You know, but some people stay concentrated on one thing.
Yeah.
That's what leading me back to this whole thing. Like, what you didn't answer the question, but I let you ride.
Oh,
no. So I'm gonna go back to it.
Okay.
It's like, what is that? When I'm saying what is that, I'm asking like, why is it possible that that woman that got her limbs like blown off from her could have that mindset, and then someone who maybe has more opportunities or had more opportunities would always want to have an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that? You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, cause like it could be a number of things, right? Because even with people that do have the opportunity, sometimes they take advantage and they do what they have to do, right? And then it's just a multitude of different things. Is it a gene? Is it the soul? Is it, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be something deeper than environment, how you grew up, and all that shit. No, it can't be that, because there's too many examples of other people not doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, what is it?
It's that ability to overcome a challenge. You know,
I get that.
everybody's gauge is different. Like,
Yeah.
Some people are so hurt and broken from early age that they can't overcome challenges. Like somebody like you or me or that lady, they can't overcome certain challenges. They're stuck. You know what I mean? While she's like, maybe she has a support system. Maybe things like that make a difference towards what you can do. A lot of people like therapy. People talk about therapy and going to therapy and so on and so forth. And for a while, therapy, I'm like, I don't believe in therapy. Like, part of me doesn't believe in therapy.
Okay.
I believe in it, but
Okay.
I feel like a lot of therapists are also people that are hurt, broken people.
Yeah.
So they want to help.
Right.
But how can you receive from someone that is also currently going through
Life.
things?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would say that it depends on the person, right? Because there's people throughout your whole life that you can learn from.
Yeah.
Right? And like people do decide to take those certain routes in life because of their passion for it. Not all, but some. So maybe if it comes to a certain point in their lives that they do come to a certain understanding because they've seen enough. Same way when we're at the gym listening to the old heads of the gym, they could be the old heads at the fucking psychiatry or whatever. You know what I mean? Like at the, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Overcoming something though is not an age thing necessarily.
But that's what I mean. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? I still think it's like,
will. You know, it's the will.
It's the soul.
The will.
It's the soul.
Of man.
It's the soul.
You know what I mean? Like we have will. I talk about this every now and then. Like, we're spiritual beings. You know what I mean? And we're in physical vessels. So it's a lot of our will is different than necessarily like God's will for us. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like we have our own will as people. We're living in a worldly.
So what do you say is that? Are you trying to imply that certain things are just written already in a certain way, set in stone?
Certain things are written in a certain way, but we have free will. You know what I mean? Like at our spirits, we're spiritual beings and we have our free will, but there's also a will that God has over us. Like he makes this is gonna happen for you, that's gonna happen for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
let's see what you do with it.
Yeah. But you can be like, I want this to happen. I want that. You can pray about it and so on and so forth. He may give you what you want to happen.
Just you didn't think that it was
But
gonna
if
come
it's
with
not-
XYZ.
Yeah,
Or whatever it
exactly.
is,
And if it's not in his will, maybe he'll let it happen. But you have to deal with this until you overcome certain things and you get in accord. You know what I mean? It's like you got to be in accord almost with God, so you can be in that flow state where things are flowing and you're not just thinking egotistically or like in a worldly sort of sense. Because we're spiritual beings, but we're living in a world, and the world dictates certain things. Like we as spiritual beings don't care about money. Like, you know what I mean? We don't care about like shit like working out and things of that nature. Like we're working out and our bodies and the world and girls and successes and heading in a certain direction and trying to be this and that,
Right.
and the world giving you information. Oh, you need this, you need you need the new Lambo, you need the chain, you need the dopest hat, like your
Right.
style is trash, like
Right.
things of that nature. Like the world is throwing that on us,
Mm-hmm.
so it's distracting us from this like spiritual person that's inside of us.
Mm.
So as we walk in the world, we're constantly getting out of accord with God and our own, like God, we start turning our own will towards the world. You know what I mean? So like if God's telling you this is what you need, you're like, okay, cool. But then you're still living in a world and the world's telling you, nah, this is what you need.
Right.
It's enticing. It's
It
like,
is, right.
nah, I gotta get this money. I gotta get this fast money because I need to get this new clothes. I gotta get these new sneakers. I gotta make this shit happen. Like, so it's like you're constantly in this tug of war of like your will, God's will,
Right.
your will, God's will, and you get some of the things you want, and then sometimes you got to deal with a trial, and then you get some of the things you want, and it's still not clicking. You know what I mean? It's a constant like battle of like give and take until you like realize like, yo, I gotta be in accord. I gotta try to be in accord, and sometimes I gotta sacrifice some other shit that I'm trying to chase down. You know what I mean? Because we're just like a species. Humans are just like, I gotta go get this shit. Like I gotta go make this shit happen. I can't just go sit on my hands. I can't. Yeah,
I mean, humans here.
yeah, that's true too. That's true too. You see, my perspective is
American.
American, New
New
Yorker.
York. Yeah, as a matter of fact, not even like.
And that's different, bro.
No,
New Yorker
that's a
is
fact.
different.
That's a
We
fact.
gotta go get it. Like
Yeah, no, you got to.
you in a
You see these prices? This is crazy.
and not just that, you gotta be fly. Like
Not just that, you gotta be.
you gotta be fly. You can't be a bum. Like you
That's a
can't-
fact.
You,
You can't get nothing.
nothing.
Have fun.
Yeah,
With what?
like for real, you gotta be on point. You gotta be cool. You gotta be fly. You gotta make
Yo,
sure.
yeah, no, it is interesting, right? The dynamics is like we're acting like this shit isn't crazy.
Yeah,
Like, nah, we good though.
exactly. Like we make it here, we make it anywhere. We got it.
That's the thing about it though. But what is it to make here? That's the question.
The thing to make is, and this goes back to like that worldly thing. We're told we gotta make all types of things happen. We gotta, the American dream: get a house, have kids, have a wife. Like you have things laid out for you as this is the blueprint of what you should be chasing down.
Right.
And then you start feeling like when you don't have those things, you fall into this feeling of like everybody's ahead of you, everybody's making shit happen, and I gotta push harder. I gotta, you know what I mean? You put pressure on yourself,
Right.
and that leads you right back into that same sort of journey of being like you start feeling resentments, you start letting on to yourself of like you start putting a lot on yourself, and that stuff that you put on yourself is more burden that you put on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely right. My resentment has always been from like, just, I feel like I've overreached, tried to help too much, or done too like much, and it's just like, it was just like time wasted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
You could I don't know. I forgot the expression. You could lead a man to fish. You could lead a man to fish.
You can't make them like drink. But you can lead a man to fish.
No, you can lead a man to the river.
But you can't teach him how to fish or something like that.
Some shit, but you know what the
I know
fuck
exactly.
I'm talking about.
I know what you mean.
Like some old ass saying that is like around. If I should look it up, I could. Like, wait, but whatever. Point is like, yo, you can only do so much, man.
Yeah.
You know, and there's also, you gotta set boundaries.
Yes.
You know, you gotta
Yes.
set boundaries because
Yes.
like people will fucking cross them
For sure.
and abuse that
Everybody's
shit.
looking at themselves. I gotta make it happen. So
Right.
it's like they'll sacrifice you making it happen.
Oh yeah,
For them to make it
real
happen.
quick and over
Real
some
quick.
small shit.
Yep.
I'm like,
And sometimes
what?
it be people that you never expected because you showed them so much love and
Right.
you helped them out so much that you're like, oh, it's gonna come. You're like, they'll help me out, and then it doesn't happen like that, and then you just like, oh, you almost feel like you've been used, Like,
Yeah, but I also feel like, and I don't know, like as a person, but I'm gonna just say as a man, I feel like you just gotta like take that on the chin. You know what I mean? Like just
Yep.
like
Yep.
understood.
Yep.
You know, like because like to stress about it, to fight about it, to waste time on it. Why? When you've already done that already, you gotta move
For
forward.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta
For
just
sure.
handle business.
For
you
sure.
know, like
For
for
sure.
real.
Yeah, for sure. Because the longer you hold on to something, you just wasting time.
Yeah.
You know.
Time, energy, resources.
Yes.
And there's not much anymore.
Yep. You just gotta keep going.
For real, man.
You know.
You want a snack?
No, I'm alright. I'm gonna just drink water.
I want a banana. I want a banana real quick. I'm hungry. Feel good. Needed that.
Yeah.
I heard my stomach grumble. I was like, fuck.
Gotta get some food.
A little something. All right. So, how were you when you started painting and started doing all this?
I started painting in 2019. So I'm pretty fresh, like, in terms of painting and art, just really in general. When I was young, like, I told my brother, like, my brothers, I'm no good at art, you know. I told them, like, I'm good at other things, I'm not good at art, like. So I never really paid any attention. Like, even art classes and things, I would take other options. You know, I took art history in college, but that was
Because you had to.
Because I had to take an art class. I took photography also and things of that nature. But I never took like a drawing class or like a painting class or things of that nature. I just I stumbled into art like late in life after like just a real stressful time. I had this notebook, like this composition notebook, and I would just open it up and I would just start scribbling.
Can we talk about like what happened? What was the stressful time?
I was trying to build like a startup app sort of company.
Okay. For what?
For fitness.
Oh, where?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it just kind of
tanked,
crumbled around me. Like,
yeah.
But I at the time I was really dedicated so much of myself to it. It kind of put me in a real like dark place. You know what I mean? Like real.
You invested a lot.
I invested my time, my energy, my money, my everything. Like I was even when I wasn't really dealing with the art and things of that nature. Like I was reading books. I was trying to be prepared for when things did start happening. You know what I mean? So like in my free time, if I wasn't like developing something or trying to make something happen in that way, I'd read like leadership books. I'd read like I read probably like all those spiritual books, and I read like every business sort of book at that time.
You wanted to educate yourself.
Yeah, I wanted to educate myself for the simple fact of like, I feel like if I build this thing and I'm the head of this thing, then I have to be qualified to be
absolutely
in a position. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's why I always tell people like too, like yo, a lot of people bitch about a job, but it's just like there's a lot to learn from a job. There's a reason why you're even fucking getting hired there. You know what I mean? Or they have like the resources or it started from something.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember I got hired at what was it? Tommy Hilfiger. I was doing the orientation. That was like when I was younger. I was at the orientation. They were teaching us about like, you know, how he came up, right?
Yeah.
Yo, bro, dude was smart. Yo, he sold his clothes from his van, made enough money to buy a billboard. And then on the billboard he put like top fashion designers' names, and it was like a word Scrabble game type of shit. Like billboard, right?
Yeah.
And then on the bottom, he put his name, Tommy Hilfiger.
Oh, okay. Like clever.
Mad clever. What? He said, you know all these motherfuckers. I'm there with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
you know what I'm
clever.
saying?
That's
Like,
clever for real.
mad clever. You know, he was selling from his van.
That's how you got to do it.
You know what I'm saying?
So after that was kind of like making me stressful, like real stressful. So I just started scribbling. I was scribbling in this notebook, and I just started feeling like relieved from just like digging a pen into the paper. And then I started looking at the paper and looking at the scribbles, and in the scribbles, I started seeing like things in the scribbles, like characters, like things. Right. So I took those scribbles and I started making poems related to the feeling and the things that I was going through and what I was seeing in the scribbles as well. And I took that, and I turned that into a book that I only really, I took it off because I released it and I sold a couple copies of it, but then I was like, I look back, I'm like, nah, this is too raw. Like it's so raw that it's probably not even good. You know what I mean? You know that feeling of like,
yeah, but it's also like the earliest works, right?
That's true.
So it's like any artist, like when they come up, they're like, "What's the first shit they did?"
Yeah.
Oh, let me pay for it. You know what I mean? What was it? It was trash. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But like, but fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I think about a lot of shit. People always like, oh, is this good enough? Is this good enough? Who gives a fuck? This
start.
is like not even only you gotta start. This is what you're emitting right now in this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how it grows.
Exactly.
Let's see how it flourishes. Let's see how like how you expand on it. This is the first thing you do.
Yeah.
You know, like boom, 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 boom.
You gotta do something first.
Yeah. And you also gotta be willing to go back on shit, right? And like revise, maybe like change shit up. I had my homie Chris, shout out Chris. He for my latest song that I dropped called Feet in the Pool.
Mm-hmm.
The song goes like, life goes on and on and on, feet in the pool with the song. How can I? No, but it's just that's like hard. No, but I did it mad chill before.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, bro, do it again. And he's like, yo, do it with more passion. I was like, I bet. And
you
then
need somebody like that.
Yo, and then I did it again. Shit came out even better, yo. And then I used that. You know what I mean? Like
that's part of the process. Like getting those ideas out. Sometimes we come up with so many ideas on a regular basis, and I'm a believer of
you gotta take criticism though.
As soon as you get an idea, make some form of it. Like start it, do it, do some form.
Head out?
No.
Okay.
But, start some form of the idea, because once you start, then you can go back and be like, okay, I can make this better. But if you don't start, sometimes you just pile up ideas and you just have a whole bunch of ideas and they're just sitting there. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like when you feel something, if something comes to you and you feel it and you're enthusiastic about it, maybe even just, I do voice memos, like
and not automatically notes. Anything.
Yeah, notes.
You gotta do it. You gotta put it down.
Collect it, you know, and have some form of it. And then you can take that later and then be like, okay, I can use this. Sometimes you come up with an idea, you can't even use it until much, much later where you go back and you like, dang, I could use this. You know? Or I can make this better now.
Right.
You
yeah,
know?
absolutely. No, absolutely. I think about that way with songs too. There's a lot of things that or these words would fit better with this beat, you know?
Yeah.
Like for you I would seem what are you only acrylic? Or do you do...
I do mostly acrylic in terms of paint. And then mixed media. I'll put up pastels and paint and drawing and ink and things of that nature.
But I would say you would feel the same way with that, right? Like, you could probably, like... Have you ever thought about something that you did that was acrylic and you were like, damn, this would have been dope pastel? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I haven't really thought that.
You know what I'm saying? Like...
A lot of the process for me is just like... With painting, it's really like a puzzle, like creating your own problem, and then solving it, you know, and I feel like that's just my personality, you know. A lot of my personality is
you
just
create your
like,
own problems and then solve them.
Self-sabotage? In a sense, it's like I want to solve problems, but I want them to be kind of complex problems. So it's like I feel some sort of, I gain something from the process. So a painting is when you start a painting, you feel enthusiastic and you're going through the process and
you're in the flow.
You're in the flow. But then you reach parts of the painting where it's like, okay, like what now? And it's an uncomfortable feeling. So a painting gives you that feeling, that feedback, and it's like, it's still up to you to solve this at this point, you know? So every time you do actually successfully make a painting, you just get to enjoy that feeling of being like, almost like you got a trophy, you know? So it's like you created a problem, you solved it, and you feel like it's solved because it's part of it. It was like, when is it finished? Like, it's like a feeling of being like, nah, that's good.
That's it.
You know, and when you feel like that, you're like, oh shit, like, you feel like you accomplished something. Right. You know, like going and showing it to somebody else is the next step, and how they feel about it, and then selling it, or getting in a show or doing a show is another step. But each time I start a problem, like I'm the kid that was playing video games and I had to beat it, but I had to beat it like on the hardest level. You know what I mean? Like
it's not like do easy. Hard.
Yeah, like I had to beat the game on the hardest. Otherwise, I feel like I don't get that like that respect or like that like feeling of like nah, you beat it, but like, you ain't beat it on veteran.
Right? You ain't beat it on.
You ain't beat it on veteran where if you get shot once you're dead. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm that kid that played video games and was like, I gotta get the platinum trophy. You know what I mean? So I can't just beat the game. I had to get the platinum trophies. You know what I mean? When I was playing video games. Now I hardly ever play video games and stuff like that. But I want to solve things to like. I want to make it like this. Not too many people have gotten this. Or can do this. Right. Like regular people could do this. Sure, you can beat the game on normal.
You want to do some David Goggins shit.
Yeah.
4,000 pull-ups.
Exactly.
No, he did like 4,030 or some shit like that.
Just to prove
Could have just be 4,000. Like,
so it's always like one of those things where just to almost like prove it to myself, like I know I'm capable.
What is something that you want to prove to yourself now?
What do I want to prove to? I don't know. You know, because the thing about proving things to yourself is kind of once you prove so much to yourself, it's like, well, what's the point of proving things to myself? It's like almost like somebody, like almost then you start being like, you want somebody else to notice and you want that respect. And I feel like I do want respect. Like it's I was watching like this Jordan Peterson thing where he was saying, he was interviewing somebody and they were like, as people, there's like 4 things that people generally want or something. It's like love, respect, power, or money. I think that's what it was. And, you know, they broke it down, which one would you give up and so on and so forth. And I think like respect is like something that I do want. Like it's cool to do cool shit and like and great things. But it's like if nobody's like, yo, that's some cool shit, that's great. And then also it's like when people do give you that type of kudos, it still doesn't hit you good enough because it's like then you still want other people or you want the right people to give you the respect or you want the,
I think
so it's like a never ending sort of thing.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy life, bro.
That can be like a like something that puts you in a box.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I want this, but I care, but I don't care. And I'm gonna do hard shit and difficult shit just because I want to do it because it makes me feel good. But is anybody gonna notice? And should I care if anybody notices? Because I'm gonna do it anyway. You know what I mean? It's like this cycle of like I'm gonna do it anyway, and then eventually being like, wait, I'm doing dope shit. And then it's like somebody should be paying attention. And then if nobody pays attention, it's like fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. Yeah. So you run in this circle of like where like you don't even do it for any particular reason besides like
I would say this.
Test.
The moments that you are doing it and not caring are the most enjoyable moments. Like those are the moments that you're gonna enjoy the most for the rest of your life.
For sure.
It's like the moments that when no one's paying attention.
For sure.
For some reason.
That's like
and it's that's low key beautiful, because that moment was for you. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like that moment was for you. Enjoy it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like it's like man, you know. I always think back, cause I got hit by a bus when I was younger, right? And that gave me some money and I used it to travel. Yeah. One of the places that I went to was Nice. Yo, I think back to this moment in time forever, bro. I'm gonna have this memory locked in here forever. Nice, the beaches, bro, there's no sand. It's like rocks, but the water feels amazing. It's pitch black, moonlit. I'm with 2 people, this dude from Chicago and this girl from Australia. And we're all chilling. We're just coming from a spot that we're just drinking and having fun. We go to the water. We were swimming. They stayed by like the shore, right? I'm like, yo, I want to swim.
Yeah,
like I want to swim. Yeah. Like, I love swimming. You know what I mean? Like, I want to swim. I just started swimming, bro. pitch black, right? Pitch black, moonlit. Swimming. Yo, by the time I look back, bro, by the time I stopped swimming, to look back to see, like, how far I swam, bro, the two people I was with, I swear to you, they look like ants.
What?
They look like ants.
Yeah, so
I swam deep, bro. Like, deep. Pitch black, moonlit. I'm like...
You just started floating?
I started floating. Like, after I seen them, I was like, I did that. So I understand what you mean.
That's a
good,
good,
and I'm looking at the moon, bro. I'm like, life, this is life, yo. I'm like, what?
See, a moment like that just can't be duplicated. I mean, you can try it again, but it can never be duplicated.
No. That was that moment. I was 18 years old. I was young, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that was that moment. That shit was lit. That shit was lit. But you see what I'm saying? Who was there? Those were the two people. They probably didn't even see it if I swam that fucking far. You know what I'm saying? They were drunk and already gone. Who gives a fuck? I fucking know that shit happened. I was like,
really in the moment. Like, man. Really just like enjoying it.
It was fucking amazing. Yeah. And yo,
that's a sick story.
All because I got hit by a bus.
Got hit by a bus. Damn.
Yeah, bro. That's some shit. But yo, man, all right, so when did you start like bringing your work into galleries and shit like that?
Probably 2021 was my first show. I did Fable Jones Studio, which shout out to Fable because Fable was a cool dude. I did a show there, and that went well. You know, I sold the piece.
Nice.
And had to ship it to Milan.
What?
Yeah, first piece I sold.
That's amazing.
I'm
gonna put the cheers.
And then after that, I just started doing shows after that. But before I got into shows, I burnt down my Instagram page, like, cause.
What you mean burnt down?
I burnt it down. I deleted all the content from it, and first I was off of Instagram for maybe about 8 months, like almost like a year or a year. And during that time where I was building the company and so on, I was just like off of Instagram. I was like, I gotta focus and get things done. So when I came back to Instagram, I just burnt it down completely. I was just like feeling like after I felt defeated, I'm like, I'm just gonna start fresh and really expel who I really am. Cause I started morbidly, I was thinking like, we're all gonna die one day, right? Yeah. And I was thinking about obituaries, like people write about you.
Obituaries.
They say, oh, this person was a great person. He was a creative person. They say like positive things about you, but who really knows you? You know. So it's like a lot of people don't actually know themselves first, and then second, it's like people will never really know you. They'll say great things about you, but it's not a capture of who you truly are. So you have to kind of radiate who you really are to people for your own sake. You know, so you can feel like you've been clear to who you are, so nobody else has to say anything about you. Like you get to expel who you are the way you want to. You know, so when I burnt down the page, I came back and I was like, I want to make it intelligent. I want to make it like creative. I want to like make it, even if nobody cares, nobody likes it, whatever. I just want to do some smart, cool shit, you know? So I came back and I started sharing like the artwork and making poems and typing out captions and things of that nature. And it just started picking up traction, like people actually liking it, people actually like showing love, you know? Followers start going up and things of that nature. So I did a Black History Month. On Black History Month, I did a series where I was drawing my family members and friends. Each day I would just like post one of my family members and my friends. You know what I mean? Just to be like, this is, when I think Black History.
In your style?
Yeah, like, it was kind of like cartoon character sort of style. And that was the first time I ever even tried to draw any family members or things of that nature, or people. But I had this cool like watercolor like this watercolor set. And I was like, I want
I'm
to use
use
this.
this.
Yeah, so I
So
started,
every day you were doing.
so every day I would post like them, and pretty much my idea behind it was like, people like to go so far back for Black History Month and revisit like, you know, the great people that actually got us like free and things of that nature. But
what happened now?
but every time I think about Black history, I think about the people that matter to me most. Like
present.
like yeah, my family, my friends, like these are people that impact me every day. Like they keep me going. You know what I mean? Like when times get hard and so on, you need people that are close to you. You know. Or people that you know are thinking of you, or genuinely care about you, or like love you even if they don't speak to you today or tomorrow, or you know they're in your heart and in your mind, they're like that steady, solid base. You know what I mean? So like whether you got friends here or you doing this or you doing this, you always have this base of people. So when I was thinking about Black History Month, I was like, my family, my friends, like let me try to narrow it down to the amount of days in the calendar for who I could write, who I could draw. You know what I mean? Because I could draw 1,000 people that that have impact. You know, but so I did that, and that got attention, and the people that bought the painting in the show wanted to buy one of the drawings, but I told them that it wasn't for sale. I was just going to give it to the family members after. So they ended up purchasing the painting, which that was a lot of love, so shout out to them. They ended up purchasing a painting, I shipped it, and then later they came back and actually purchased a drawing as well.
Wow.
Like a commissioned drawing.
They respect it. They're like,
yeah, there's a lot of love. So, and then that kind of, but before that happened, I was selling paintings off of Instagram also.
I'm sorry. This is a man.
Yeah.
It's fucking...
Yeah. So.
It's like, shut the fuck. Yeah, I always make this joke. It's like, no one gives a fuck about your podcast. Nah, they be wilding, yo. They be wilding. It's like, it's so annoying. It's the same dog.
That's how
my dog gets tight with them. She usually be like barking. I'm surprised. She's like, nah.
That's how the devil works. As soon as things start flowing,
right,
you get a distraction. You just gotta power through.
Yeah, it's true.
Barking, whatever. It don't
right.
matter.
Exactly.
So after that happened, I just kept painting. I kept doing shows. Like, page kept growing, meeting people, things of that nature, and it also, once people start purchasing your work, it also makes you feel like, oh shoot, like, because I never really expected to like start selling paintings. As like I wanted to sell paintings when I was making them, but I also was just kind of trying to. I don't like the word trying. I was also using the paintings as like something to transmute the feelings of being like, let me expel myself. So I'm representing myself through the intelligent things that I write and all the stories are, and connecting vulnerability to the people that are reading them so they can connect to the stuff also. So it comes full circle. Like, I'm saying these things, but I know somebody out there is reading it that's following me. Right. So when they connect with it like that, then it's more for them. Personal. It's more for them also. It ends up being more for them than it actually is for me. Like, I'm making it for me, but it's really more for them, you know, as well. So that's kind of how it all started. The whole painting thing and the whole art thing. It just kind of, one thing led to another thing. Led to a failure, led to a feeling of being like, am I really representing myself the way I feel comfortable? Because one day I'm not going to be here. And, you know, when you try to actively make something, you feel like, if this is successful, then this is like a legacy. You know, if I build this thing, then I get the legacy, the success, that feeling of like respect, like all those feelings. So when it didn't happen, I was like, I gotta kind of represent myself. Like, I gotta make myself proud by letting people know who I really am. So it took that, like, this is gonna happen. So that legacy idea is like, that those billions of dollars that I possibly could have made, it's not gonna happen. And I had to be able to accept that and put it and let it go. So once I let that go, I just was like, I'm gonna put my energy here.
Right.
And if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And
Did you have a different hairstyle?
oh, so the hairstyle, when I got a fresh cut for that first show.
It looks dope, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I had a fresh cut, like Caesar, like, maybe a fade with a part and everything. So, fresh cut for the first show, and then afterwards, I just let my hair grow from that first show. So after that, I didn't cut my hair from the very first show.
Like, yeah. Oh, so that was your birth.
Yeah, so
in a way.
I thought conceptually, like, if people scroll down the page, they'll see the growth of the artistry, but also see the hair go. Then you go down, you see the hair get lower.
Right.
And then you scroll up, you see the hair. Yeah, that's so smart. The hair is totally like connected to like the artistic journey.
Nah, I definitely understand that.
For sure.
But fucking, yo, man, I like having short hair. I'm not gonna laugh at the gym.
Honestly, bro, I was just saying this the other day. Like, this hair adds maybe like 2-3 inches to my height. And sometimes when you on a train, like, if I get on like one of those old trains,
that shit hits your shit.
Yo, I'm standing straight up, and sometimes it's like, is my head touching the top of the car? And that's dirty. You know what I mean? Like, like, you don't want your hair touching the top of the car. Like, I clean my hair, and then I gotta rub it on the top of the. So, like, if I'm standing on, like, you know how you stand next to the door?
Yeah.
Those old trains, like, no, the new trains, they have, no, the old trains.
And you're
they have,
fucking already tall.
Yeah,
so
you like close to the door. I'm like, damn. So I'm always, that's the only thing with that.
That's some funny shit. Yo, I got a part in the podcast where I asked the guests, can you give me a question I can bring out into society? And I go ask that question.
I know, I was thinking, what question would I ask you? Because I was thinking this part. Let's go with, if you can shout anybody out, who would you give a shout out to?
Yeah.
You know? And why would you shout them out?
Alright, brother. Yo, if you can give a shout out to anyone, who would you give a shout out to and why?
I'll give a shout out to my mom.
You give a shout out to your mom?
Yeah.
Alright, why?
Because, like, she was the one that was, and my grandfather too, both of them. They were both there for me, like, growing up, you know, because typical Dominican story, you know, they grew up with that, you know, so I didn't have, like, that male model, like, growing up in life and everything, but my grandfather filled in the spot, and he just showed me, like, you know, what's right from wrong, and just, like, focus on your goals, and I wouldn't be here for them. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them.
For your grandfather? If it without your grandfather and your mother?
Yeah, I wouldn't be here.
That's what's up, man. How about you?
I'll shout out my mother, my brothers, my girl, my aunts, my uncles, like my family. You know, my family, nice. For real. My friends too. Like, during that hard time, like, I'll never forget, like, my boy Jamal looked out for me. Like, I was really struggling. Like, I was in a bad spot, bro. Like, a real bad spot. And I was, like, depressed. I was sitting in the crib just trying to make something happen. And like, I was in a bad spot. And he just hit me up. He's like, yo, you want to play in this ball tournament? And I don't even know if he realized how much that meant. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, I'm like, I don't even got it to, like, he's like, nah, I got you. Like, we gonna win this money. Like, he, like, just pull up.
You played?
Yeah, I played.
Nice.
We ended up losing, like, towards the end of the tournament. But it always like, it took me out of my mind of being like down. You know what I mean? Like, somebody looking out for you like that. So, like, shout out to Jamal too. That's my brother for real.
That's what's up. Shout out Jamal.
Yeah, so things like that just make a difference. That's why you need people, because like, especially when you're trying to do things that are like tough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Life is tough, man.
Life is tough.
You're going through mad obstacles, but again, you gotta set boundaries.
For sure.
Fuck that, yo. Because people abuse, yo. People fucking abuse the abuse situation. I already learned enough from a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I also got this part in the podcast that I allow for the guests to write whatever they want on the giraffe. You could write your name, you could write anything. Yeah. I was looking for the fucking black Sharpie, but I couldn't find that shit. Should work on the orange. You let me know.
Let's see.
Does it work?
Yeah.
I bet.
just put show love to all.
Show the saw.
Show love to all.
You didn't put your name?
Yeah, I signed it.
Alright, bet. Nice.
Don't go selling that thing now that it's signed. Nah, imagine.
Nah, I want that shit tatted up. It's gonna be tatted the fuck up. Man, different names. Like I get different like Sharpies for the blue parts.
dope.
Like I guess a white Sharpie. I don't even know.
Fuck that,
Platinum.
Thanks for having me though.
Nah, for
Also.
sure, man, for sure.
'Cause
Yo,
I remember when I met you, I hopped on the train and you was just getting on the train. I think
Yeah.
like the same time, and you was just like, yo, like I do a podcast. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, all right, cool. And we started following each other. But
Yeah.
that's like I like interactions like that. Where
yeah,
it's
me
just
too.
like
Me
cool,
too.
natural.
Exactly. It doesn't always happen, but that's why I feel like I have a pretty good gist of like sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I have a pretty good gist of just like interacting with people and seeing like, oh, okay, this could be a good conversation on the podcast. Like this is a good flow. Like I don't know, like with some people they don't really talk as much, or like they're a little bit hesitant, or it's like, okay, I can understand that. It's like certain vibes for different people.
For sure,
you know?
personalities.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but that's what's up, man. Chill the fuck out. I know.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful dog, right?
Yeah,
It's a fucking beast.
for real.
Bloods, mommy. Bloods, mommy. Bloods. Do it. Bloods, mommy. She doesn't want to do it. She's like on her own time. She just burped. No, mommy. Don't do it. Just chill. Good girl.
Like these damn dogs. I'm
She's
tired
tight.
of them.
Yeah, she don't fuck with that shit because they be fighting and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But alright, that is dope, man. What's something? Mama, chill the fuck out. Chill. What's something that like? Alright, if you could tell your younger self something, what would you tell your younger self?
That's a good question. Something I would tell my younger self. What would I tell my younger self? Just, I would probably take my younger self and be like a mentor to my older self. I mean, my younger self. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, but what would you say? If you could say one thing.
I would say, when you do something, finish it. If you want to do something, do it. And focus.
I like that one. Do something and finish it. You gotta focus. Okay.
Because it's easy to start something, not finish it. It's also easy to start something and get distracted. It's also easy to
Not do something if you really want to do it.
yeah. It's also easy to not do something that you really want to do. Just because other things are happening, it's just because life is lifing. It's easy to just put off things that you want to do.
Yeah, easy. Very easy.
Yeah.
Very.
Or shift your mind from doing something because somebody else is opinion or how somebody else is going to view it or things of that nature too. So I'll probably tell my younger self that just. But then other than that, just keep doing what you're doing, young boy.
That's right. Yo, what's your dream situation?
My dream situation? My dream situation. I just wanna keep doing what I'm doing, advancing it. I want a beautiful studio space, like a nice, open, beautiful studio space, because I want to do so many more things. Like I want to make huge sculptures and things of that nature. Yeah, for sure.
Have you done shit like that?
I've made sculptures, but I want to make like huge,
Like big ass sculptures.
like big things, but small things too. You know, but I want enough space to have the options of doing those type of things. So like, my dream would be to just have a huge studio space,
That's dope.
beautiful apartment.
So you don't want a crib, you want an apartment.
Or a house. You know what I mean? Both.
Doesn't
When I say
matter.
apartment, I'm just thinking.
Yeah,
I'm
New
thinking
York
city
City.
life.
Yeah.
I'm thinking city life.
Right.
But like, a house would be nice somewhere. Even to just get out of the city. Like whenever I leave the city, it's real it gives you a real sense of like calm, peace, like, that you get in the city, but it's not the same when you're in the city versus where, especially if you go super like rural area, like nice grass, nature, like it does give you this like calm sort of thing. So I like a house out somewhere in the middle of nowhere too. Yeah, for sure. Just back and forth traveling to the city and that sort of situation, I'd be ill. You know, for sure. But other than that, as long as my brothers are good, like dream situation is like my brothers are good, my mom's good, family good. As long as everybody good, like everything else is kind of like just a bonus to me. Like
life, right?
The people around me just gotta be good, and I'm good. I'm good with life because I just feel like my life is good. Like whether I got this or I don't got it,
no, you got it, man.
So on and so forth.
Yeah.
But like dream situation, I'd be like, oh, I had this. Give me that. I'll take it over. You know what I mean? Like for real. But
that's funny shit.
Yeah, it's all about
is there like I didn't know you sculpted, but is there anything else you want to do outside the realms maybe of art that you still haven't tapped into?
I really just want to do so many things, bro.
Yeah.
Like creatively, so many things. Cause I know I could. You know, I know I could take something and turn it into something else. Like anything. I truly and wholly and fully believe that. Like creatively, I can transform something into something else. So I want to just do more of that, you know, because then you get led on a journey where you're doing different things with different things, things that you normally wouldn't be able to. Like I'll look around and I'll find something and be like, oh, if I put this with this, or if I can break this into this amount of pieces, I can make this form. Or if I close, like if I chop up this and I piece this with this, I could make it into something else. You know what I mean? Like things of that nature. Like just I know I can do that with anything.
Right.
Right now, I'm just painting because that's
what you find enjoyment.
My thing for the most part. Like I always go back to painting, but I can make anything. I really could. Like, I have a confidence about that ability to just create anything out of anything. Like I know I could. Like
so, like what is an example of that?
I used wrapping paper. I made this tube, like out of wrapping paper, and I made music out of it. Like
what?
I used it as an instrument, and I blew air in and out of it, and changed up the tone, like the tonality, like while I'm blowing the air. So it ended up feeling like a flute type of situation. And then I used that and I made music out of it.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, that's an example of that. So like I can create anything out of anything. I really could. Like if you give me things and you give me space and you give me time, I'll make some shit.
Do something with that water bottle and then like text it to me, like a picture of it.
Okay.
And then I'll edit it onto podcast.
Cool, I'll do that. With just this water bottle.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to do that now, for sure.
Yeah.
I like that. I was thinking that while I was walking over here because I feel confident in that sort of thing. Like making
No. I want to test.
I figure we won't have that time to do it right here.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be like, do it right now. But like, let's see what you got.
For sure.
Hell yeah, that's what's up, man. We're gonna see what happens. All right, man. So, do you have any questions for me?
No.
No.
Not at the moment. Not that I could think of. You know.
Right, got you, man. All right, bet. So, where can the people find you, though, bro?
You can find me Aaron Chaz _ on Instagram. Usually I'm just on Instagram. I don't do too much other social medias. You can go to my website, aaronchaz.com. And that's about it, really. You can find me in person. You can bump into me at a gallery somewhere. You could say hello. You can say hello. You can say hello. You don't gotta be shy. That's about it.
So yeah.
I appreciate you, bro.
Boom. So yeah.
I can't trust no switching roadie. I be on my grown thing. Keep on moving, time be skipping phone and going home. Same process, trust the progress. I be knowing where it's home. Man, free me, feel me.